1735, New Jersey. Jane Leeds is about to give birth to her 13th child. But she is a bit worried for this upcoming birth because 13 is the devil's number. Jane truly does believe that this child will be the devil. Sure enough, as soon as the child is born, abnormal things start happening. It grows hooves, wings, and a tail. It flies off into the forest, and this is what we know as the Jersey Devil. Now, this is not going to be like our other podcasts. This is going to be a bit serious, unlike dumb debates or stupid stories.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you are about to go to bed or trying to listen to this to sleep, would not recommend.
Okay. So that is, like, I'm pretty sure that is the main, like, story that a lot of people know.
Yes, but not many people.
There's other versions, like, supposedly Jane Leeds was a witch and the father was the devil. And so they gave birth to the Jersey Devil.
But this is the story I heard when I was growing up.
Right.
Now, I'm not a cryptozoologist. I'm not anyway qualified, but all I can tell you is what we know and how it would exist in our real world.
Right.
Now, if you aren't familiar with the Jersey Devil, it is a horse. It is like sort of a mix of a horse
kangaroo thing. It's described as kangaroo sometimes.
It has usually thin legs with long leathery wings with a wingspan of at least 15 feet. Has a smaller body, but the head of a horse and horns.
Our source says the common description is that of a bipedal, kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat-like wings, horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs with cloven hooves, and a forked tail.
That is true. Now, many people in New Jersey have reported seeing this. Many people have reported seeing this creature or hearing it. Another one of its main features, is its blood-curdling screech. Mm-hmm. That sounds a little something like this. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna screech. But the point is, it's a high-pitched screeching monstrosity of a creature. Mm-hmm. How would this exist? Now,
well, we've already know that it's supposedly bat-like, so it makes sense for the screeching. Now, another thing I would like to point out is this is very similar to the Irish banshee in the fact that it screams, but it doesn't warn you of your death. It's just a devil.
No, it's just a monstrosity of a thing. Mm-hmm. And we know from our sources that it has killed humans before. Now, of course, this could be played off as an animal attack, but for purposes here, we're going to say it's Jersey Devil. Now, most people think it also kills livestock, such as cattle and pig.
Yes.
Of course, it's no goat. It's no chupacabra, so it doesn't kill goats.
This is the thing, is it's not only a mash of creatures we know, but creatures that we might know that we don't know if they exist, like the chupacabra and the banshee.
Exactly.
Which is why this is most likely fake, but for entertainment purposes, we are entertaining the idea.
Now, for this thing to conceal itself from humans, it would have to live in
in a den or a cave.
No, like in a dense forest.
Yes,
and what do you know?
It lives in the barren pines, or the pine barrens.
It actually, from my sources, it seems to have lived in thick forests.
Exactly. That's the name.
I'm dumb. But anyway, I believe that this creature probably burrows in the tops of trees, far away from other things.
That's
waiting
possible. But we also don't have a definitive size. So
I believe it has a wingspan of around 15 feet.
15 feet. Wow.
That is what witnesses have said.
Okay.
And witnesses involve soccer moms driving out of their driveway
Yeah.
and some guy that found it in its basement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing that is about the Jersey Devil. How would it reproduce? Now, is it a mammal or is it a bird?
That's the thing about cryptids, is the reproduction theory is very hard to understand because there would have to be multiple, or they live for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Take something like the Loch Ness Monster. That's believable. If it's believable that one is living in the Loch Ness, then I feel like it's believable that two are.
But I also believe it's believable that the Jersey Devil can sustain a diet.
Yes, I feel like, yeah.
It's not entirely impossible. It's not like a giant creature like the Kraken. Of course, the Kraken would be... How would you be able to feed that big of a squid? But it's known to kill deer, cattle, or pigs. Now, how it attacks is really interesting. Now, from witnesses, it seems to attack like a Mothman, like the Mothman. It flies over the top of something, then comes down and scratches it.
See, one thing that confuses me is we've been over this. It is carnivorous.
Yes.
But then why is it described with a goat face? So either it has sharp teeth, or people are just associating it with a goat face because it's called the devil.
Yes. Or maybe it's a creature that we don't know of.
That's fair.
No, because humans, we like to fill in the blanks.
Exactly.
So if we see a creature that we just don't know, we try to associate it to things that we do understand.
That's why I still think this could just be a bat.
Now, I watched a documentary about the Mothman where they had people in cars driving by different sizes of Mothman, like cutouts, and always seemed to be exaggerated.
Right.
Now, we're not here to try to prove that the Jersey Devil isn't real.
We're here
to entertain the idea if it was real.
Yes.
Now, another thing that we would have to deal with is what kind of behaviors do you think it would come out of a creature like this?
Well, I feel like it would definitely be territorial, if not just aggressive.
I believe, in my opinion, that it just seems like a creature that would actively pick fights for its size and its intimidation.
But like we've been over before, the 15-foot wingspan could only be like 7-foot wingspan, which is still a lot, but it's way more plausible.
But it's also said that this creature tends to actually target humans, not just randomly run into them.
Okay.
But people in New Jersey, some people actively just deny any fact that it's not real and tell of their stories and encounters with the beast. Now, so one of the things about this creature is, one of the defining features for me is how it can stand. Now, it has like
I imagine
like legs with like a smaller body, but its neck, it must be hard to support.
I imagine it walks and stands similar to an ostrich or other large flightless bird.
Ostrich. Sorry to interrupt you.
What did I say?
Ostrich.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fine. But yeah. Now, do you think this is an apex predator, or do you think it has like something that...
Oh, it's definitely an apex predator, unless there's like... Well, there isn't really a... If there was another bigger, like, cryptid, that could that was bigger than this thing, I feel like it's still fiercer and it would still be able to win in a fight.
Now, here's an idea, right? So if this thing was real, how much money do you think zoos or other things would try to pay for a creature like this?
It would probably go to like at least $500,000.
Now, do you think that us as humans should look more into this beast, or do you think
I think we should look more into it because I have another point that I was going to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a New Jersey cryptid. This is also there's also sightings in Philadelphia. So
That's true.
So while it is possible that people in New Jersey just like to say that because so they can have something special like the Jersey Devil, but then why would there be sightings in Philadelphia?
True. So this could be a species.
Right.
But listen, I don't think that when people think of the Jersey Devil, they just hear the facts. And when they hear the facts, it doesn't sound as plausible. But if you really hear about what happened in the encounters, that's when you start to actually believe.
Exactly.
Now, I told you about the guy who found one in his basement. Let me tell you the story.
I've never heard that one.
Let me set the scene here. 9-year-old Matthew was trying to fall asleep on the couch, watching TV. It was pretty late, but he heard some rattling in the basement. He thought it was just his pet cat, so he went to go open the door. The door was locked. Something was in there. Then he heard a box of stuff tip over, smashed. He carefully put his ear to the door, heard something that he would never, ever forget. An ear-piercing scream of something unearthly. He goes to get his dad to open the door, but his dad, he would not wake up. He shaked him, but he finally did wake up, went down there. When they opened the door, they were terrified, not because they found something, because they didn't find anything. There were no windows in that basement. There was no exit. There was no ladders leading up. And all there was a chimney. The hole of a chimney. No human could climb out of there in time for them to open. That means the thing must have had flown.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said the box. A box had tipped over full of Christmas decorations. Smashed all over the floor. Now, if you think that this is a made-up story, there was a real police investigation at this scene, and they literally could not find any fingerprints at all. Now, the neighbors told them that they must have got a visit from the Jersey Devil. Now, when you hear that story, does it sound a little bit more plausible that this creature could exist?
Not really.
Now, let me say, what other creature could fly in, screech, knock over a box full of Christmas decorations and shatter them, then be able to fly out just as they open the door?
Well, that's fair, but this is why I think it could still be a bat. Either a species of bat that we don't know of, or, well, yeah, that would be all we know, because we know that they screech, but it's at such a high frequency that we can't hear it.
This thing we can hear.
Yes, which would make sense if it was a bigger species. It would also have a bigger voice cords. I forgot what they're called. But it would also have that, so it would be harder to make a noise that I'm sorry.
That was fine.
But a noise that we wouldn't be able to hear.
Now, the other one I talked about, a soccer mom, I don't really know too much about this story. All I know is it was in the middle of the day, and the mom was able to see a giant creature cover the windshield and bang on the car with her child in the backseat.
Now, I definitely feel like this one's probably just an eagle or something.
Or a hoax.
Or, yeah, it's probably also could just be fake, because you know how Facebook stalker moms are.
But this one is less believable. I do honestly believe that the other one could have happened.
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem with trying to find a new species of flying things.
Yeah.
You can't. It's hard to search the sky.
And it's also hard to examine them. You would have to catch it.
And I've tried my entire childhood to try to catch a bird, and that is impossible.
Yes, he has.
But back on topic. Can't stray far from the pomegranate tree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's getting cold. Can I shut the window?
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
You go ahead.
But anyway, so the thing about the Jersey Devil and all of this, if it were to exist, we'd have to look into what it does when it dies. What do you think it does for rituals? Like, dogs try to get far away from any other thing to die in the first. And for cats, they just kind of fall over. Fish tend to swim around before they die.
Yes.
What do you think this
fish become frantic, and they will usually go closer to the water.
Humans lay in a hospital bed. Anyway.
Humans communicate. That's what makes them brilliant creatures.
Yes.
So
we're talking like we're not humans.
We're not.
We're not, yeah.
We're pomegranates. We're just pomegranates.
Yeah. But
anyways.
So,
I have a feeling this goes like a dog, and it goes into its den or its hollow or its cave, and it dies.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that this creature would die unexpectedly. I don't think, for some reason, I believe that this creature would not really understand that it was dying.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't seem like an intelligent creature at all.
I definitely feel like it would end up starving because it eats all of the food around it.
Or it just is in mid-flight and just passes out and dies.
Yeah.
Because this creature is not intelligent. It doesn't seem to be. No. It doesn't seem to even know what it's doing.
It doesn't follow lights. It's just built to... It's not even built to, reproduce. It's just born to kill and eat.
Yes. Which is pretty, in my opinion, a pretty useless, concept. But it's kind of what it does.
There's not really any purpose in life forms other than to keep each other alive anyways, so...
Your purpose is to live, reproduce, then die.
Yeah. So, it doesn't make sense, and so when you think about it, every organism is kind of useless, but they're useful for each other.
True.
Which is why this can control... This would be great in the wild if there were no humans around, keeping cattle and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If there were still sheep and stuff roaming around,
this creature could have definitely lived. Now, another thing about this creature is, do you think there would be viruses it can catch?
Yeah, definitely. There's many viruses in airborne creatures.
Now, but here's the problem. There seems to not be many of these. And so, if there wasn't many, then, how would it contract diseases from its own species? If they don't seem to be near each other.
No,
There's one in Philadelphia, like you said.
I think it gets it from either, eating creatures or attacking, other, raptors or something, like eagles.
That would actually make sense, yeah.
Because birds carry diseases. I'm pretty sure most people know that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I believe that's all we got time for today on, Criptyd Crisis. This has been a really fun episode. The Jersey Devil has been one of my favorite cryptids for a long time. It's just a really interesting creature. Next episode, we are hoping to do the Kappa. And, make sure to check out our other podcasts, such as Stupid Stories and, Dumb Debates. Anyway, thank you for listening all the way. See you next time on Criptyd Crisis.